Jungle Adventure, the survival record of an explorer. Kids' Adventure Stories. Written by Jeff Child. Narrated by John H. Feskins. Introduction. This is a story about Braden, an adventurer who looks for hidden gems and valuable stones. Everything is going his way, until the guide in the jungle tells him to leave. He disagrees because Braden is onto something, but his stubbornness has become a major problem. Surviving the perils of the jungle wildlife and the exigent climate, he cuts his way with his machete through the green plants of the virgin forest. After struggling with the forces of nature, he bumps into the inhabitants of the area. They are wild yet friendly. They can show him how to get home. But something else is going on. There is an item, a hidden item, put away in secrecy and desired by many. Will this object put a wedge between them, or help Braden find his way? Chapter 1. Jungle Craziness. His name is Braden. He has been an archaeologist for 5 years now. He loves the mysteries of the earth, with all its hidden minerals and surprising effects. When he was younger, he already traded rocks and materials. He went rock hunting with some of his friends, which trips always included an ending collection of dozens of interesting pebbles and gems. He was an expert at finding them, but when he got older, he wanted more. So here he is, in the heart of the jungle, far away from what he sees as the main civilization. His guide, a local man who is just trying to make a quick buck, has shown him some interesting locations already, with beautiful stones and ancient artifacts. The jungle is thick. Plants cover the earth, and a giant river with offshoots flows around it, like arteries supporting a beating life cycle. Braden has a goal, a destiny, and a reason for being there. He wants to locate some of the rarest gems and jewels in the world. He knows the jungle holds numerous secrets, which is why he has decided to expand his research to this strange area. "That's it," the local guide says. "I'm not taking you any farther. See those clouds? And look at the calendar. The dry season is almost over. If we go back to the village now, we can still beat the heavy rains." "No," Braden says. "I came here to find something, not just to take a peek, turn around, and go home empty-handed. This is all I found so far. Look!" He holds a few pebbles with gold edges in his hand. "I know it's something, but it's not nearly enough to make it worth my while. And I am telling you, my friend, that if we don't leave now, we will be swept away by heavy rain. The rivers will flow over. The entire jungle will be flooded. You won't be able to survive. Trust me, I've lived here all of my life." "I don't care. We'll be okay," Braden says again. "Well, I'm heading back," the guide says. "Please, just stay for, 2 more days. Just 2 more days. Come on," Braden begs. "Again, my friend, I am not staying another minute. If we leave too late, we'll be overcome by the rainstorms. Follow me now or stay behind. Those are your options. Don't forget that you can always come back in 6 months, when the rainy season is over." "6 months? Are you crazy? I can't wait that long," Braden says in frustration. "I am begging you, please stay with me 2 more days. I am close, I can feel it. If I don't find anything within the next 2 days, I'll gladly follow you home." "Forget it. I am leaving. Are you coming or not?" the guide says. "No, I am staying. I'll get back by myself, thank you very much." "Not so smart, my friend. Good luck, because I think you'll need it, although I doubt I will ever see you back." Those are the guide's last words. Braden watches as his chaperone disappears into the distance. It doesn't take a minute for him to be left to himself. "Stupid, pig-headed idiot," Braden complains. "I'll show him I can survive the jungle. And when I get back, I will be holding the biggest jewel he's ever seen. Then he'll come to me and apologize. I mean, it's just 2 days. How much of a difference does that even make?" It seems like a simple plan at first, with no apparent dangers. He just continues on the same path, following his instincts and hurrying a little to find something before going home. Braden walks for about an hour, relaxed and careless. He knows he is close. His gut feeling is telling him this. There just has to be a valuable stone in this region. Then it starts to rain. He knew it was coming, but it should not be a big deal because it has rained before. He has a raincoat and some serious boots. It starts slowly with drizzle. A fog is created by the clouds. But it rains more and more by the minute. Braden didn't expect this. He hides underneath a giant banyan tree and holds his coat over his head. It isn't enough. The rainstorm doesn't only continue, but gets worse. Before he knows it, the rain is heavier and louder than it has been on their whole trip. The soil is flooding and the rivers are flowing over. A strong current takes Braden down to the valley. "Help!" he yells, but nobody can hear him. There is no one there, and if there was, that person wouldn't be able to understand his voice in the loud thunderstorm anyway. "Oh no!" Braden shouts, as he watches his backpack and most of his belongings being flushed away, as it were, down the hill and into an unknown territory. He is lost. He is at the strong current's mercy. Something is telling him it's only going to get worse from here. If only he would have listened to the guide. Why did he have to be so stubborn? Is a valuable gem really worth dying for? Holding onto a branch, he contemplates his losses as he tries to resist the heavy winds and the overwhelming flow of jungle water. After an hour, the storm has subsided. The sky is clear again, but Braden's flashlight, food, water bottle, and clothes are gone. He is soaking wet, and he doesn't know where to go. "This is a real nightmare," he thinks. "How am I ever going to find my way home?" He decides to climb down the hill and see if any of his items are there. He doesn't have high hopes, but it doesn't hurt to look, he thinks. If one of his things is still there, it could come in handy. He descends down the hill and is happy to see that he is right. In the corner of a small grove of trees is his machete. He pulls it from underneath the branches and looks at it. Fortunately, it is still sharp. It's not rusty. This will come in handy. Braden can't see any other items, except for his bottle of water. He doesn't realize yet how important that possession is. The plants are clogging the jungle. They are everywhere. There is not a foot or even an inch, or so it seems, which is not covered in green shrubs, bushes, plants, or other flora. The air is thick and moisture is all around him, making it harder to breathe. The tropical climate has shown its worst colors. The heat is excruciating and exhausting, as well as all the sweat on Braden's body. His water is gone. He is getting thirsty. One of the techniques he learned in Boy Scouts is to purify the water from the rain by using leaves and making sure it is clean. He knows not to drink the water from the river or on the ground. That water is full of diseases and poisonous bacteria and fluids. He applies the method he knows and fills up his bottle. "Ah," he says contentedly after drinking the cool water from the leaves. He feels a renewed energy rushing through his body. Cutting his way through the plants and freeing the way for him to go through, he can't help but hear a sound he fears. There are all kinds of jungle sounds: monkeys, trees, raindrops, and tons of birds. But this sound is threatening. It's terrifying, like a growl. He hears again. It's coming from somewhere on the left side. He looks. Nothing. Then again. That can't be good. Braden turns around and sees a huge panther staring at him, ready to devour his lunch. Before Braden can think it through, the beast leaps at him and pounces, holding him to the ground, trying to bite his face off. Braden dropped his machete, timing it perfectly, and with a lot of luck, he keeps the jaws of the predator open with his hands, knowing that if he lets go, the panther will be able to attack and kill him. How is he going to get out of this? He can't let go, but he doesn't have his machete. Where did it go? Aha, there it is. Braden turns the mouth of the panther sideways. 1, 2, 3. He shoves the monstrous cat aside and moves over to snatch his machete away before the panther can attack again. The panther growls again. Suddenly, it attacks. Braden closes his eyes, holding the machete in front of him. It is one of the scariest moments of his life. When he opens his eyes, he can hardly believe what happened. The panther has jumped on his machete and got impaled. Braden shakes the panther off his sword by pulling it out. Yuck! Blood is everywhere. At least it's not his own blood, but Braden doesn't like it. Immediately after his encounter, he washes off the blood and continues through the thick jungle. He is at it all day, trying to find his way to the trail he started on, but he cannot find it. Not too much longer, the sun sets. It's getting dark. Creepy noises are all around him. The pitch-black shadows are broken by the shimmering light of the moon. Sitting against a tree in a fairly open space, Braden falls asleep within minutes. He doesn't wake up during the night, despite the dangers around him. He is exhausted. The next morning, Braden feels something crawling up his nose. It awakens him. After opening his eyes, he discovers the horrific situation he finds himself in. He fell asleep in an ant heap. Thousands of tiny insects are all over his body, in his clothes, in his shoes, in places he won't mention to others in the future. He is covered in red ants. Wah! Braden screams. Immediately, he takes off his clothes, except for his underwear, and jumps into the river. Gone. They're all gone. Now, how is he going to get them off his clothes? He gets out of the water, grabs a machete, and puts it under his clothes. With it, he lifts them up one by one, shaking the ants off his clothes. After about an hour, most of the ants are gone. He feels his skin. They bit him all over. Red bumps have appeared. Moreover, he feels sick. It's like he has a fever or something. Braden is chilling. It's freezing cold to him, but it isn't. He definitely has a fever, and he knows it. This will get him dehydrated faster than anything. All the hardships of the jungle have put Braden into survival mode. He has had it. All he wants is to go home now. He finishes the last water in his bottle. It's not raining. He can't find any other clean water. The more he thinks about it, the thirstier he gets. His strength is failing him, and after about 6 more hours of slashing through the jungle bushes, he falls down on the ground. This is it, he thinks. I'm going to die. I can't go any further. After some dizziness, he passes out, completely unaware of anything happening around him. Chapter 2: Secret Tribe. Braden wakes up. He can hardly believe that he is still alive. He has no clue where he is or what happened while he was unconscious, but what he does know is that the surface he is on is soft and comfortable. That's enough for now. Fading voices are echoing through the room he is in. Silhouettes of people turn into sharp, detailed persons. "Look, Dad, he is awake," he hears a female voice say in a local native language he recognizes. When the visions become clear, his eyes observe a beautiful young woman standing in front of him, bent over to find out if he is okay. She looks concerned and sweet, like a beautiful angel from heaven, skinny but mature. Her skin is dark brown, her hair black, and she is covered by a pinkish cloth from right beneath her shoulders to a little above her knees. It looks similar to an ancient tribe he is used to seeing in reservations. Red lines of paint mark her cheeks, and elegant patterns of mystical symbols are painted in the same color on both her arms. She is wearing a headband and a necklace. "How are the ant bites healing?" a man behind her says. "They seem to be okay," an older woman says. "Hello, young man. Can you understand what I am saying?" It takes a while for Braden to come up with the words he studied in college, the language of a distant tribe he knew he might encounter in these hills. Yes, I understand," Braden stammers. The eyes of the girl glimmer in the light as Braden discovers a certain shy enthusiasm in her demeanor. He understands our language. Wow! Where did you learn to speak like us? She asks. I learned it in college, Braden says. I don't speak it fluently, but if you speak slowly, I will be able to understand. Amazing, she answers. What is your name? My name is Braden. And yours? My name is Shavana. This is my dad, Payawati, and my mom, Mashima. Pleased to meet you, Braden says. It's good to see you alive, young man, Payawati says. You nearly died of dehydration and fatigue. What are you doing out here anyway? I am an archaeologist. I was looking for precious stones to take home, but I was too stubborn. I ignored the advice of the guide to head back to our starting point, and that's why I got overwhelmed by the dangers of the jungle. Well, you're safe here, Shavana says happily. These pile dwellings provide the perfect shelter against the heavy rains. We only go outside when the floods have disappeared, which is about every day. After the rain, it only takes a few hours for the stream to vanish down the hill. In case you haven't noticed, we are on the top of a giant hill. Fascinating, Braden says. How many of you live here? We just have a small village. There are 54 people here. We never get to go anywhere, Shavana says. Shavana, her dad says, rebuking her. That's enough. I shall let you rest now, Shavana says. Please trust us and take this medicine. It will help against the ant bites. Braden accepts the medicine. He receives the cup, lifts it up, and drinks the whole thing. Gross. His face expresses disgust, and he coughs a little. The other ones in the room chuckle. It's not tasty, Shavana says. I know, but it's really healthy. You'll thank us later. Chapter 3. Jungle Stories. Braden wakes up again. He has fallen asleep after drinking the medicine. He opens his eyes and sees Shavana sitting at his bedside. She smiles when she sees that he is awake. Good morning, she says. Morning? Did I sleep through the night? Yes, you did, and as far as I'm concerned, you're all better. Are you ready to go for a walk in the village? Yes, I think I am, Braden answers. He gets up and follows Shavana outside the pile house. After he steps out, he descends down a ladder and looks around him. The entire village is made of pile houses, high above the ground where the water cannot reach them. Various inhabitants of the village stare at him, especially the children. Some of them have never seen a Caucasian person before. They look at him with big eyes, waiting for Braden to do something interesting or spontaneous. He waves at them. They like you because you're new, Shavana comments. I can tell, Braden says, as he smiles at the curious little kids. Braden notices the primitive, simple lifestyle these people have, but in a way he thinks it's rather charming. He can tell that their simplicity is sufficient to make them happy. Their homes are tidy and well taken care of. Their clothes are not extravagant, but reflect a degree of purity and respect towards each other. The family-oriented atmosphere is omnipresent in this little hill tribe town. Follow me, Shavana says. My father is the chief of the village. He will tell you what we can do from here on. Sounds good to me, Braden says. They walk past a dozen houses and arrive at the chief's home. After climbing up the ladder, they meet Payawati again. Greetings, he says. Excuse me, chief, Braden says. I didn't know you were leading this tribe. Never mind that, the chief says. We are happy to have you here, Braden, and you are welcome to stay for as long as you want. Thank you, Braden says. But there is more, the chief says. If you are willing to listen, I can explain the dilemma we've been facing. Of course, Braden says. Here's the thing. There have been lots of tension between our village and the tribe beyond the far hill in the north. They claim we have stolen their blue pearl. It's a hidden gem that they value so much that they even worship it. According to them, it has secret powers, but we already had the stone in our hands and think it's nonsense. However, they insist on getting it back. So where is it? Braden asks. That is just it. We don't have it. We never had it in the first place. One of their scouts said he saw something shining when we were walking by, but we think he might have seen something else just reflecting the sunlight. We don't have it because we would never dare getting it." "Why?" "The blue pearl is beautiful. It was created by an ancient tribe who found a resource from which they sharpened and polished the valuable gem. They thought it was so important that they hid it and made sure nobody would ever come near it. It has been in the big jungle temple for ages. I know because I have been inside it and I have seen it with my own eyes. But I didn't go farther because several of my men died in the process of fetching it. Everybody here knows that whoever enters the temple has little chance of returning safely. The place is full of traps, pitfalls, and dangerous obstacles. The reason why I called you here is to suggest that you go there and see if you can find a way to get the pearl and restore peace among the tribes." "You want me to risk my life to get a blue pearl?" Braden asks. "I mean, I would love to help out, and I would love to see that valuable pearl. But what makes you so sure I can do it when some of your men already died?" "Because you are well educated. You've studied the ancient languages, customs, and manuscripts of our lands. There must be something you know that we don't. All we have is traditions and word-of-mouth tales, but you had the written word and spent hours studying it." "I guess so." "Sure, I am willing to help," Braden says. "You are making me very curious about that pearl. It must be a pretty sight." "It sure is. And to not leave you empty-handed, I offer you my daughter's hand in marriage upon your return." "Oh," Braden says shyly. "It's going a little fast." He glances at Shavana, who flirtatiously waves at him from the corner of the room with 3 fingers and a beautiful smile. Braden isn't used to this kind of forwardness. He thinks Shavana is gorgeous, exotic, friendly, and sweet, but he doesn't know her very well. He is honored by the chief's offer. He loves the village. He would be okay with living here. Their customs and lifestyle have a sense of serenity to them, and he understands their language, something he has intensely studied for months. "I am not sure whether or not it would be the best choice for me to stay here, but I accept your request to go after the pearl." Shavana's smile vanishes. She looks a little disappointed. The chief raises his eyebrows. "Do you not think she's beautiful?" he asks. "Oh, that's not it," Braden says. "She is very beautiful, but marrying here would mean I have to decide to stay, and I just have to think about that for a little while. I hope you understand." "Of course," Payawati says. "You have 2 days to think about it." 2 days? Why 2 days? Braden asks. "The secret temple is 2 days walking from here. My brave warriors shall escort you there." "Dad," Shavana says, "can I please go with them?" "You do not have to endanger your life, my daughter," Payawati says. "I know, but if he is going to do so much for us, the least I can do is accompany him, especially if we will marry each other." "You have my permission," the chief agrees. Chapter 4. Traps. That afternoon, Braden leaves the village, as well as 3 guards with spears and machetes, and the chief's daughter, Shavana. A few dozen children are standing at the village border to wave at the 5 travelers and wish them good luck. Braden senses their warm, welcoming attitude, and almost feels at home already. Chopping away jungle plants, the village guards clear the way and create a path towards the infamous jungle temple. They don't talk much. Their mission is to lead Braden there. Shavana, however, has a lot to say. "Tell me more about where you are from. What's it like?" "Well, there are lots of other people. I come from a city where people are always in a hurry. They don't know each other and don't greet each other like in your village." "Do you have a special someone waiting at home, or are you completely single?" she asks. Braden's face gets red. This beautiful girl has already captured his heart with her exciting, flattering charm. At home, Braden was always the loner, the one the girls despised, the ugly boy in the corner with the awkward lack of social skills. He would have never dreamt he would meet a girl this gorgeous who is actually interested in him. And now that he thinks about it, he doesn't really see a reason why he wouldn't want to marry her. The 2 days go quickly. Braden and Shavana talk for hours every day. She is amazed at his knowledge and experience, and he is feeling the butterflies in his stomach each time he looks at her elegant figure and friendly smile. The two are really getting to know each other. Fortunately, the guards are 100 times better than Braden at sensing the jungle dangers and surviving. Each time there is a monsoon, they fix a place to hide. Every time a predator comes near, they scare it off with their weapons, and Braden only has to say he is a little hungry for them to leave them alone for a few minutes and come back with something edible they caught. Braden has gained a lot more respect for these tribe people, who don't know much about culture or books, but who obviously learned how to survive in the wild. It is evening. The sun is about to set. "Halt," one of the guards suddenly says. "Look, there it is." He points at a few ruins carved into the rocky hill in front of them. Ancient remains of a temple stand out and show long neglect of humans at the same time. "It is too dark now," the guard says. "We shall camp here. Tomorrow you may go inside and enlighten us with your magnificent learning." They all get ready for the night. After a half hour, they all fall asleep, but Braden is restless. He knows he has to figure out puzzles of ancient origin tomorrow, and that it will be risky. He isn't too certain that he can help the villagers. They believe in him, but perhaps they believe in him more than he believes in himself. After dreaming for about an hour, Braden wakes up. He smiles when he sees that Shavana moved over to his side, as if she unconsciously wanted to snuggle a little in her sleep. A peaceful smile ornaments his face until... "Watch out!" A guard jumps in front of him, waking them both. "What's going on?" Shavana asks. "Be careful. Don't come any closer," the guard says. In front of him, a giant cobra snake is challenging him, feeling threatened by the human's presence. "Don't worry," he says. "We got this." Braden watches as one of the warriors dances in front of the serpent, distracting it with sounds and movements. The other two sneak up behind the reptile and wait for the opportune moment. Tsak! Both warriors stab their spears through the cobra within a split of a second, catching it off guard. "Looks like snake for breakfast, boys, ha ha ha," one of them says. "The chief's guards are excellent survivors," Shavana adds. "They know how to remove the venom and prepare a lovely meal with it." "Impressive," Braden admits. That night there are no more disturbances. The real adventure will start in the morning. For now they are safe and sound, gaining their strength to complete their mission the next day. Chapter 5. Blue Pearl. The next morning the sun is shining brightly. Signs of a storm are still far away, although it doesn't always mean much in this climate. Braden is standing in front of the temple. Everyone have just eaten breakfast and are about to lead him to the front entrance. "In order to get the blue pearl, you have to be able to read and solve puzzles," Shavana says. "We wish you good luck on your efforts in the temple. May the gods aid you in your quest." She leans forward and kisses him on the cheek. Braden melts away at the thought of being together with her and having their own place. "Good luck," she says again, slowly letting go of his hand. "Be careful." Braden looks back for a few seconds, then he regains his focus. He moves forward, slowly, slowly. He notices the skeletons on the floor. They don't put him at ease. Something has happened here. Something isn't right. How did these people die? Suddenly, tsak! Spikes appear from all walls, barely scraping the surface of Braden's shirt. He steps back and pants more heavily than he ever has in his whole life. That was close. Then he sees it. One of the tiles is loose. It's wobbly and triggers the spikes from the walls when stepped on. "Let's see if this works," he says, thinking out loud. He grabs a huge boulder and rolls it toward the tile. Tsak! There go the spikes again, but this time they aren't being pulled back. The boulder triggered the mechanism but keeps it in place by staying on the tile. That was that. The booby trap has been disarmed. Braden can move on. As he carefully treads the hallway of the ancient temple, he can't help but notice several symbols on the walls. They look like arrows pointing down. He doesn't trust it. Perhaps he should duck. The hunch is too strong. He decides to crawl on and stop walking. Tsyak! Another mechanism, this time with a blade slashing the air above his head. Braden looks at a skull adjacent to him on the floor. Obviously, the previous trespasser didn't understand to stay low. As he crawls on, he enters a different room. The room is like a palace hall, but in ruins. In the middle, there is a structure showing water going from one bucket to the next. The buckets are attached to a well-designed brick round object, circling around it, filling up and dropping water like a water wheel. The subscription beneath it is clear, but mysterious. However, Braden recognizes the symbols. "Oh, what was that again?" he asks himself. "I had it in history class. The ancient artifacts of the Aboriginal gods had a certain meaning. But what?" He ponders the symbol for a few more minutes. There are 3 symbols, a tooth, water waves, and a rock. "Let's see here," he says. "The 3 have to balance each other and counter each other at the same time. The tooth stands for power and aggression, the water for tolerance and kindness, and the rock for solidity and sturdiness. In other words, one must push, the other must give in and bend, and the last must be firm and unyielding." He looks at the buckets made of thin, stony material and reads the symbols on them. "Aha! This one must be pushed back because it has the tooth. That one must go the same way, and this one must be held still." He looks over his shoulder and sees a convenient branch he can use for leverage. He walks to it and grabs it, after which he holds it near the buckets on the water wheel. 1, 2, 3, he says, as he lifts one bucket up, leaves another one as it is, and holds the last one in its place with his other hand. For 3 seconds he holds this position. What the? Splash! A heavy stream of water emerges from the ceiling, which has just been broken by the correct application of the secret formula. Braden is being swept away by the strong current, but manages to keep his eyes open. On his left side, he sees a shining object brighter than the sun. "That must be it," he thinks. "If only I could swim over there." He grabs onto a rock in the temple, which is now being flooded with water that was just waiting there above it. Some of the water is disappearing, and the current is weakening. This is his chance. It's now or never. Braden swims as fast as he can towards the glimmering object, and his eyes light up when he sees it is a blue pearl. It looks amazing, glittering, and beautiful. At the same time, it looks like it hasn't been touched in decades. Braden rips the pearl from its place and holds onto it firmly, after which the current pushes him into the river. Finally able to move his arms and legs again, Braden spits out some water and looks around him for the best place to go ashore. But then he sees something he didn't expect. Crocodiles. Slowly but certainly, 3 large crocodiles dive into the water, happy to see their lunch float away helplessly. "Wah!" Braden cries. He swims to the other side of the river, looking back occasionally to see if the crocodiles are gaining on him. One of the immense reptiles, the closest one, dives under. Braden knows what this means. These predators often dive under before they emerge out of the water speedily and attack their prey. Unless something happens, he is lost. Struggling against the current, Braden moves forward, still hoping for a miracle. "Quickly, give me your hand," Shavana shouts from the river shore. After swimming to her, Braden reaches for her hand and grabs onto it. Just in time. The huge crocodile shoots forward as a monster ready to devour and snaps its jaw, trying to bite off Braden's leg. But it missed. Braden got away just in time. But then Shavana slips. She falls into the water. Splash! "Shavana!" Braden yells. The helpless young woman is perfect at swimming, but one of the giant reptiles already noticed her. It's now or never. She could be crocodile food in the next few seconds. Braden doesn't think. He just acts. In a split second, he steps to one of the guards, takes a sharp knife from his holder, and dives into the water. Tsak! Holding the knife with two hands, the blade cuts through the head of the crocodile. The blood squirts into the air, mixing with the jungle river water. Shyvana gets away and reaches the shore. It all happens so fast that Braden hardly realizes what he just did. He quickly swims to Shyvana and the guards, who look bedazzled. "Wow," one of the guards says. "You are a fine warrior, Braden. Your reflexes are perfect." "Thank you," Shyvana says. "That was amazing." Still in panic, Braden begs the three guards and the beautiful girl to get away from the river as fast as possible. Obediently, they show him the way and run off into the jungle. Braden keeps running. He still doesn't feel safe. A few minutes later, however, reality sinks in. The threat is gone. Being scared is useless now. It's okay. Shyvana gives him a hug. "I would be so miserable if you would have died in there. I'm so glad you're alive," she says. Chapter 6. Peace Restored. "Did you get the blue pearl?" one of the guards asks. "I certainly did," Braden says with a huge grin on his face. He reaches in his pocket and takes out the pearl. Shyvana and three warriors watch in awe as the sparkling object is right in front of them. After a short celebration, they return to the village and present the blue pearl to the chief. "Well done, young man," Chief Payawati says. "We will donate this precious pearl to the other village. Hopefully they will accept our token and call a truce." No sooner said than done. The chief is accompanied by 12 warriors, his wife, his daughter Shyvana, and Braden the archaeologist. As they approach the other town, they get surrounded by guards of the other village. More than 30 hostile villagers are now holding their spears and clubs up, pointing at them and demanding the nature of their visit. The men from the other village look like a dangerous people. Their skins are painted black, and they wear skulls on their heads, animal skins on their backs, and loincloths covering their hip area. All of them are barefooted, and they have a rough, ferocious look to their faces. Payawati assures them of their good intentions, and leads the way to the head of the hostile village. "What is it you want? We have no need for your visit here, traitor," the head of the hostile village says, whose name is Karaka. "We come in peace. Please accept our gift," Chief Payawati says. He commands his guard to pull the pearl out of the bag. After the pearl is pulled out, Karaka stands up. The bear skin on his back and the huge skull hat on his head become more intimidating than when he was sitting down. He looks displeased, to say the least, perhaps almost angry. "See, I knew you had it. You had it all along, and now you want to give it back to me? What is the meaning of all this?" "Take it easy, Chief," Braden says as he stands in front of him. He can hardly believe he is doing this. Karaka's threatening appearance was enough to give Braden nightmares, but when he spoke, it was as if ghosts were flying through his soul. That's how intense it felt. "Please, let me explain," Braden says again. "Who is this white man?" Karaka asks. "And who gave him permission to speak up? Know your place, white man." "My name is Braden," Braden says, "and if you will please hear us out, I can explain the reason for this misunderstanding." "Your language skills are impressive, Braden," Karaka says. "Speak." Braden tells the chief of his encounter with the crocodiles, the booby traps, and the discovery of the temple secret. Karaka is listening intently, slowly warming up to the plausibility of Braden's story. Finally, he sits down and says, "Fine, I accept the gift. Our villages are at peace now. You have shown your faithfulness. Now depart." Chapter 7. The Real Home. The villagers from Shyvana's village return home. When they get back, Chief Payawati wants to see Braden. "So, Braden," he says after both arrived in his house, "you have proven your worthiness as a brave, noble warrior. Your discovery has allowed our villages to be at peace. I am curious. Have you made your choice? After all, you came here to find a valuable stone or pearl, but now you lost it. Do you want our men to guide you home?" "Actually," Braden says while winking at Shavana in the corner, "I think I found something more beautiful and precious than a pearl, and I feel at home already." Shavana walks to Braden and embraces him and holds him tightly. "Does this mean you accept my daughter's hand in marriage?" Payawati asks. "It does. I would love to marry your daughter." "And does my daughter accept you?"
"Dear," the chief's wife says, interrupting him, "look at them. Do you really have to ask?"
A week later, the two lovebirds get married. They build their own pile house and live peacefully in the village. Shavana still knows she found an amazing husband who will show her the world and love her forever. And Braden has a wife more beautiful and sweet than he could have ever imagined when he lived at home. About once per year, they visit Braden's hometown, as well as other interesting places Braden suggests to look for more hidden gems and rocks. The rest of the time, they spend their lives in harmony with the jungle that seemed so threatening at first to Braden, but has now become his favorite place in the world. The end. This has been Jungle Adventure, the survival record of an explorer, Kids Adventure Stories. Written by Jeff Child. Narrated by John H. Feskins. Copyright 2017 by Jeff Child. Production copyright 2017 by Jeff Child.